Sorry, I was just sharing the show. What's up, guys? Welcome. It is Wednesday. It is another episode of The Experience, episode 465. We are back, and we have a nice little show to go over tonight. I am Drew, and with me here, as always,
Justin from SpineMushSeason and SpineMushSeason.com. And also joining us tonight is
Urban Prime. Glad to be here. Culture Attack, one half of Culture Attack. And yeah, we got a show. We definitely got a show. A lot has happened in the world of wrestling. Oh boy, it's going to be a doozy, guys.
right.
It'll
Yeah.
definitely be a doozy, especially if your name is Trevor Martin.
Yikes.
But yeah, as we usually do with these shows, we're going to do what's known as Wrestler of the Week, which I should have a soundbite for that. I'm going to create a soundbite for Wrestler of the Week after we get off this show, just to make it more formal. Kyle, I see Kyle's here. Kyle's saying crazy week in wrestling. Kyle, that's an understatement, buddy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
good to
lots
see
of
you
stuff,
here,
lots of happened. In the ring, out of the ring, you know.
But Wrestler of the Week, as you guys know, it is anyone from WWE, AEW, TNA, New Japan, Fire Pro Wrestling. That we can talk about someone from there, even though that's not a real organization. But
it's a video game franchise.
yes, sir. Who's suited something that wowed us, amazed us, or just made us go shit for all the right reasons or all the wrong reasons? So, guys, whoever wants to start, who is your wrestler or wrestlers of the week?
Well, I'll just start off. My wrestler of the week is a man who is carrying his company on his back. It's a man who had not, I mean, a lot of people are saying the best version of this particular match in the history of wrestling, or at least in the history of the company. I am talking about the current AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF. I already know where you guys are probably going to go for your rest of the week, so I'm just kind of pivoting and giving us something a little bit different. But for me in particular, I am going to give it to MJF because although I thought the match with him and Hangman at Revolution, I did enjoy the match for what it was. To me, it's not better than Hangman and Moxley. It's not better than Hangman and Swerve. Not say it was a bad match. Thought this match is very good. Did all the greatest hits of the other previous Texas death matches in there. We had our blood, obviously. That's obviously you're gonna get that. And they did add a few new wrinkles, a few new spots towards the last third of the match. But the first 2/3 of the match was pretty much all the greatest hits. So we've seen both previous pay-per-view Texas death matches. You probably will know what this match is, all right, and also including that Unstation Steel Cage match. They took a couple of spots from that as well, and it kind of threw new wrinkles into it. But MJF, man, he is a you can get him to do anything. If you get him to do pure wrestling, you can do that. You want to get him to do death match, you can do that. Want to do some comedy spots, he can do that. Want to have kind of a great promo, obviously he can do that as well. But he is showing why he is a franchise player. He's a team player. He goes in and does, pretty much what's needed from the company, whether he agrees with it or not. He takes the spots. And if anything can say that MJF, whatever he's doing, he has the most emotion and the most investment in whatever he's doing in the ring. So, like I said, very good match. I thought I don't even think it was the best match of Revolution. I gotta give that to Moxley and Takesha. I thought that was a better wrestling match overall. But just for what MJF is doing, and like currently right now, is him and CM Punk to me are the wrestlers of the year so far. But for what MJF is doing currently right now, and he's not really Ban I always doing, he's my wrestler of the week.
All right.
Nice.
My wrestler of the week is the Viper, the Legend Killer, Randy Orton. And we're gonna segue into it of course, when we talk about what happened at the end of SmackDown. I like evil Randy Orton. I like heel Randy Orton. I don't like this. I'm a nice guy. Look at me with my family. I'm such a nice guy. Look at me holding my daughter in my arms and baking cookies and crying about mental health. Randy Orton, which mental health is real, by the way. I like evil. I'm gonna kick your head off. I'm gonna make out with Stephanie McMahon in front of Triple H. Randy Orton.
Yeah, I respect that. Yeah,
I like that, and I liked what I saw on Friday. At first, I was mixed. Then I realized, wait, this is brilliant. Like this is the Randy Orton we want. This is what we've been waiting for. Even though, granted, the Cody's past 3 opponents have all been nostalgia acts that somehow turn on him and make him bleed. But this is the best version of Randy Orton, because unlike heel John Cena, we're actually going to see Orton every single week. So there's actually ideas lined up for him. So love that he made him bleed like a stuck pig and just tried to bash his head in. So, and yeah, so that's my wrestler of the week, Mr. Randy Orton.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Femi, and the reason why I'm going with Oba is because, well, this is what we've been asking for, Brock and Oba, and he went out there with that I wouldn't say god awful segment, but just with the Seth Rollins Stooges. Like I was like, huh? Like gonna do this again? But then
Play Patrol.
Yeah, literally, just episode of Power Rangers. But
yeah,
the Rhythm Nation.
Yeah, I mean, luckily Lesnar came out there, and Lesnar came out there after Paul Heyman, did the FO, FA, FO, F5, like that was a nice line. Came out there.
When he was doing that, sorry to interrupt, but when he was doing that, I had a feeling that one of those goons was gonna be Braun Breaker and him with a spear. I didn't think Brock was gonna come out, but I thought that's why I think Braun is still gonna be there in some fashion. I think Brock is not Braun, but I think Braun's gonna be 1 week. He's gonna be one of those goons. He's gonna end up spearing Seth.
Yeah, I think that's possible.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can come back.
Right.
To kind of get into the storyline, conclude this with Seth. But but going back, Oba, after Lesnar came out there, clean house, and this is what we got. We got Oba coming out there, with Strut. He went out there, did his thing, and dude was a star. Like immediately out there with Lesnar putting him over, doing his power bomb to Lesnar. And then the nice touch was, maybe you guys noticed this, maybe not, but Brock was coaching Oba like, hey, like, put your foot on my chest and point at the sign, point at the WrestleMania sign. I like that because he did the same thing with McIntyre.
So much for those rumors saying that, over. Yeah. I mean, he's not gonna lose any matches. I mean, I think he likes Oba a little bit for him to like coach him up like that.
How can he lie?
Yeah, like a nice nod, and that's the thing. Like you can say what you want about Lesnar, the professional wrestler. He is definitely top notch. Yeah. And you got to respect him for that. And once again, these so-called journalists, these, dirt sheets, they got it wrong again. No surprise. Like, again, guys listening to this, don't take what these dirt sheets say, because they're just trying to get you to sign up for their subscription with $7.99, $14.99, $19.99, however much. Don't give them your money. do what you want with your money, but you see they're batting zero. they're batting zero all the time. But yeah, going back to to Oba, like he went out there, did his thing, and also when Lesnar was by ringside and Oba and Lesnar had that face off, you can see a little, just this tear coming down.
Yep.
And that moment was special because he was not only he was there with Lesnar, but he got one over on him. At that moment, I know he's gonna take that, like he's gonna replay that in his mind, and we will too for ever and ever. And I know that match at Mania is gonna be something special because you got Lesnar in there, Oba's a beast, and the company's behind him, and that interaction is what the fans wanted, and I'm sure that's what Lesnar wanted.
Yep.
Because what we've been getting with Lesnar and his open challenge is just like Oba, Brock is the story. And again, Oba did his thing, went out there, Lesnar put him over in 60 seconds, and that 60 seconds was more than enough. So for that, he is my wrestler of the week.
Also on top of that too, as well, for the people saying, why is Brock Lesnar back? Oh, I don't want him back, whatever. And why is the game paid all this money? The moment when he coached Oba to put his foot on his chest and point the WrestleMania sign, that's the reason why you have Brock Lesnar in your company right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason right there. Because who else could Oba do that against and make it look and get the reaction that it did? No one else could have done that other than Brock.
He did the same thing to Drew a while back when it was leading up to their Mania match, and he was telling Drew, hold up the title. I think it was like, hold up the title.
Yeah, grab the belt. Grab the belt. Grab the belt.
So yeah, Brock does care. Brock's always had that thing about him where he doesn't care about wrestling, but I obviously think like in the beginning of it,
that he sees worthy enough.
Yeah. Like when he first started, he cared more about money, but the more he was in it, the more he started to appreciate it more. You're hearing stories about Brock waiting at Gorilla and watching people's matches and critiquing them to him. So, when something is making you money, you do grow to appreciate it. So, and like Justin said, he sees worth in Oba Femi because Brock knows he's an attraction. Brock knows himself as an attraction. He sees Oba as like, that's the next guy. That's me. That's the next big thing. So I thought that was great on Monday. We haven't gotten to Monday just yet, but I thought that was great on Monday. It was in San Antonio, or me and Justin's hometown, and I thought that was a great opener. I thought the stuff with Seth Rollins in the hand or the Foot Clan or whatever, that was goofy as shit. But I like the play on words with Paul Heyman where he went F.
Funny thing is that one of the guys the guy that got suplexed from Brock. The German suplex, I think it was like the first or second guy. He's actually one of the guys that he comes into my shop like several times a week. Not several times a week, but several times a month, I should say.
Oh man.
Yeah, imagine there's local talent, but like he's like FO, FA, FO, FA, FO, FA, F5. So I thought that was a pretty good play on words to have Brock come out. And I'm just like, well, obviously he can't touch Seth because Seth isn't medically cleared to take any bumps. And then Oba comes out, the place goes nuts, and he power bombs him, and Michael Cole yells, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
Michael Cole sold that moment too as well.
Yeah,
made that.
That was legit. Yep, that was legit. Yeah,
that was Michael Cole's best call in a couple years for sure.
Quite a while,
yeah.
But we're obviously happy that it's going to be Oba and Brock. That's kind of the way to go. I think there's new people in head of creative for Raw, right?
I don't know about that, but
it's like the head writer. But
look, I'm gonna say this now. We didn't mention this last week about if they had new creative or not, right? Last week's show wasn't even like that good, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's the same creative. It's just that now they have a little bit of sense of urgency going into WrestleMania. It's the same creative. It's the same Michael Hayes. It's the same people. It's the same people.
So what you're saying, Justin, is that this, since it's the same thing, is basically like Missionary, just the same thing every single week. Nothing is going to change except maybe they spice it up a little bit. But
every now and then, yeah. I wouldn't take what we saw on Monday like, oh my God, WWE's back. No. Good show. I don't even think it's Raw of the year, to be honest. No. Could be. I don't know. Maybe not.
segment. I
doesn't
mean,
have to be
the
like, oh, that was
Oba,
the best Raw this year.
the Oba and Brock segment, that was
the best
so far.
moment.
Yeah, the
so
best
far of the
moment.
year, I think.
Yeah,
I think.
Good
Yeah.
opener and good closer.
Yeah,
for Raw.
But I still think there's still some holes on Raw and still some things that need to be addressed, right?
Yeah.
But
A
to me
lot,
though,
yeah.
it's like, okay, Oba versus Brock, right? Oba has to win because we're excited right now and all this stuff, right? And like, oh, big thing for Oba, whatever. What if he loses? What if he loses? Because that's a possibility, right? He could lose, right? I don't want him to lose, but it's a possibility.
Definitely.
Then it's like, okay, then what happens the following week? Oba doesn't look as serious. So Oba has to win this situation, right? No. But I just personally think that with everything that's going on with creative in WWE, they just got to make sure that they're more consistent in what they're doing.
No, period. Man, like the question I was really trying to pose is that I heard there was new creative. Like I saw someone post a thing about it, but
did you see what it was? I can try to look it up so I can.
I know it was some woman who posted an announcement saying, "Hey guys, I'm the new head creative of Monday Night Raw." Blah blah.
Did you get the name?
No, I just it was like really quick and I just clicked off of it. But no, it's just like I'm not trying to like be like, oh, Raw's back. I just went, oh, that was a good segment. I heard there's a new creative, so maybe, but.
Alexandria Williams. She has been promoted to vice president and lead writer for WWE Raw.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Alexandria Williams, you say?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways,
what's her fucking background?
I have.
You really want to know?
She's not a wrestler. She's not a wrestling.
She's not a wrestler. That's the thing. She's not a wrestler, and that's why nothing.
I'm not gonna contribute. Look, I'm not gonna contribute that particular segment to her because it's like she's not a wrestling name. She's probably just there for like I don't know, for like I can't even tell you for what analytics. What I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not gonna contribute that to her whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, like that wasn't her. Like that was.
She's not gonna write. She's not gonna write anything like that. No, not
I think she wrote that segment with Seth and the Stooges.
The Putty Patrol.
Yeah, the Putty Patrol, pretty much. I think that was her doing. You know, I mean, it's again, this does not feel like WrestleMania season. That we have bits, flashes of it, but overall, and I know we're not gonna strike lightning in a bottle, but it should feel like a big deal. Like literally, Mania is what, like 5 weeks or so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
so,
and doesn't feel like it.
I have her IMDb up.
Oh shit. If she's on IMDb, that's all I need to hear.
So she's a writer. She like we mentioned, she's the head writer of Monday Night Raw. She also wrote a short film called Yeah Says, Revolve, Awful Pretty, Awkward People.
I don't know none of these.
And Confessions of a Gamer's Girlfriend.
I don't see. No. No. There's no possible fucking way that she had anything to do with that segment. Or I don't think she's gonna have anything to do with the successes of Monday Night Raw. Period.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't want to. This is gonna sound sexist. I'm sorry, but I don't want to see a woman in this position unless if she is a women's wrestler in the business.
Yeah,
I would rather listen to someone like a Trish Stratus or a Lita or a Michelle McCool, even though we may or may not like these names. I'd rather take their position and for wrestling story because they've been there, they've done that. I don't know. I'm very, very skeptical about this.
Yep. And also she's from Vegas, so there's a connection that's where TKO headquarters is at. So
possibly.
Yeah.
Anyways, but good opening segment on Monday. we all do.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For
sure.
Yeah. But anyways, let's kind of segue into, I guess, the first thing that happened in the week. So Orton goes heel, full-blooded heel. After the contract signing on SmackDown between Cody and Randy, Cody's being Cody. He's trying to build up Randy, saying, I'm glad I can be your boy. Randy's kind of being weird, where he's like, it wasn't supposed to be this way. I was waiting. I wanted to be Drew. Like, it was supposed to be Drew, which kind of tells you everything you need to know about, I guess, his motivation. And Cody's just like, whatever happens, happens. You're still my boy. And so Randy signs the contract and then boom, hits his head on the table, takes his shirt off, which I don't know why he had to take his shirt off, but okay. And then takes him out of the ring.
Disrespect.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, if you spend that much money on a suit, like,
What if he just squeezed his nipples? No. And then takes him out of the ring and then hits him with the steel steps, to which, and Justin's going to get a kick out of this, he was bleeding. Every time I mention blood to Justin, Justin's like, that wasn't blood, Drew.
Well, I mean, he was actually bleeding, but like I think there was what was the one match? It was one match where a guy, he was like bleeding for like, I think it was Cody or something like that. And like he had like a little cut on, like Drew, like you're looking at a fucking paper cut.
Well, no, I was gonna address that too, and then you just cut me off. You're like, that wasn't blood, Drew.
Well, I mean,
I'll show you
why.
blood.
I mean, why even mention it?
No, John Moxley, that man bleeds. But Cody was
enough, he
bleeding.
didn't bleed on a Revolution, which is kind of shocking, but Takesha did, so it's weird.
But, anyways, but yeah, Cody was bleeding, and then he puts his head between, I guess, the middle of the steel steps, like the V portion. Everybody tries to separate him. He shoves Nick Aldis, and then Jelly Roll comes out, and he shoves Jelly Roll, and then Randy leaves, but then he comes back and does a concerto, somewhat, to Cody, which looked pretty cool.
They look good. Yep.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. Yeah.
And then Randy goes in the ring and poses the title by sitting down, looking menacing. So that's how SmackDown ends. Again, this makes the match mean something. For the third year in a row, like I mentioned, Cody is dealing with, I guess, a nostalgic act, or his ghost of Christmas past, so to speak, that turns on him and makes him bleed. It happened with The Rock, where The Rock made him bleed. And then the year prior with Cena at Elimination Chamber, and also this year with Randy. So, which also, I guess, not to think ahead, but I guess it kind of plays into CM Punk, I guess the eventual CM Punk feud, where Punk said, people will stab you in the back, but I respect you too much. I'll stab you in the front. So,
yeah,
you never know.
There's that caveat.
But this is a good segment. This made the match mean something. This makes both main events mean something for night 1 and night 2. But overall, what do you guys think? Whoever wants to start.
You go, Rude.
Nice. So I was mixed on this. I mean, I love Hero Randy. 2009, Randy was diabolical.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just punting people in the head. Just effing sinister. I love that Orton. That Orton was like one of my favorite versions. And and he's back, and it's interesting to see how he's gonna, be a heel in 2026, because he was being cheered. That's like the one takeaway. He was being cheered when, he was beating up Cody. And that says more about Cody's character, because while, we respect is all about love and respect, but, I don't hate Cody. I like him. However, just his character, how he's being portrayed, it's getting to the point, it's getting stale. Like,
do you think it's Cody fatigue more or less than the character, or do you think it's a little bit of a mixture of both? Because I think I like his character. I'm just fatigued on where he's at on the card at this point.
Yeah, I think he shouldn't touch the world title for at least 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Because he's been in the main event picture. And now with him getting the title back from Drew and how that turned out, and people were pissed. And they were saying, well, Drew is going to go and film the movie Highlander after Mania, but he could have had the title, dropped it at Mania, and then go film the movie. So that to me is a cop-out. Like, him losing the belt like that was just dumb. In my opinion, it just did not make any sense. And they just shafted Drew when Drew literally had the company on his back during the pandemic, and he won the title at Mania in front of no people in the gymnasium. And instead of being like, hey, like, you were a soldier, a good little soldier, Drew, during the pandemic, so we're gonna reward you, give you a lengthy title run. We're not gonna do that. That makes much sense. Like, you're over. Like, you can talk, you can wrestle. Nope, just give him the title, have meaningless matches, and then just drop the belt back to Cody. So it is definitely fatigue, and just him being in the title picture. But with Orton, segment was great. I was mixed at first, but now looking at, I'm more excited now with Orton and Cody than I am Punk and Roman. Now,
I'm about there with you, more or less.
Yeah. Because that, and we'll talk about that promo segment, to main event Raw. We'll talk about that later. But with Orton, I'm excited to see this dynamic, and then his little phone call that he had on Monday Night Raw in 180p.
That was awful.
Yeah.
Like, someone took the veil on their moral razor.
It's like, are we supposed to believe that Randy has like bad internet connection? Come on.
I mean, hey,
I don't think it had nothing to do with bad internet connection. I think it was just wherever they were just filming on a fucking sidekick.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, are we supposed to believe that Randy has a sidekick?
Yeah, maybe. You never know.
You never know. Like,
they brought back the razor, actually.
Yeah, like, flip phones are coming back. Everyone has, like, the foldable phones.
Yeah,
it's definitely it's definitely making a comeback. But yeah, I'm definitely excited. Who is that person gonna be? That Orton's gonna introduce. I think it will be nice to have The Rock. That's just me,
right?
Wishful thinking, because
that means they got a main event night too.
That
means they have to main event night too. If that's the case,
yeah. If it's The Rock, that match is gonna main event. Night 2. If it's not, it's gonna main event night 1. Because it definitely weaves in a lot of stories, especially what you guys were mentioning with Cody and him losing his friends, Kevin Owens, Sammy, Orton. It's definitely getting there. Like, he's like, he predicted that to Roman, and now that's happening to him. CM Punk mentioned that to him, like, hey, you're gonna be alone. Like, you have the weight over your shoulders. You have the whole world on your shoulders, and it's gonna take its toll. And then over time, people are gonna abandon you. They're gonna turn on you. But I'm gonna stab you in the front. So they're definitely gonna do Cody and Punk.
What else happened this year before things happened?
True.
Yeah, so that was supposed to happen before the Seth injury, the original injury. So because it was supposed to be Seth and Roman and Punk and Cody. So now, it got switched up. So
yeah, just that's what injuries do. But just my overall thoughts. Heel turn was great. It brings more intrigue to their match overall. Like, I'm more excited about this match now than I am with Punk and Roman. And definitely some new, definitely new dynamic with Orton and who is going to bring him back. So I definitely think there's going to be more intrigue there. And yeah, and Cody fatigue. I have Cody fatigue. I'm sure a lot of people do, but yeah, those are my takeaways from this segment. And I hope he shaves his head bald, Orton.
Yeah.
I hope he shaves his head bald. But I mean, Orton back in the day, he was like slender, like he was.
Yeah, it won't hit the same, man. I need that slender, like tanned and on some HGH.
Yeah, and this jawline.
Yeah,
I mean, he's already on HGH. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I mean, dude's almost 30 pounds, though.
But I agree. I think it could be The Rock, but right now I am leaning towards Kevin Owens. I'm leaning towards Kevin Owens, being the guy that he was on the phone with. But he did say there is more than one royal family.
Yeah.
So it could be Kevin Owens, right? Reminding him, like, hey, you're an Orton, right? It could be The Rock, obviously for the NY family. It could be, I don't want to see this, but it could be his dad, right? That's the one I don't want to see. Like, I don't want to see Cowboy Bob in 2026, right? Be cool for one night for him just to show up, but like not a focal point going to WrestleMania. No, not at all, not at all. There's other people saying that it could be Sami Zayn. Don't want to see that either. He's gonna be busy with Trick most likely. No, there's some people saying that could be Batista. Cool, but I don't know. I don't think I really want to see Batista at this point.
I don't want to see slim vegan Batista in 2026.
Whatever, but yeah, so there's a lot of names out there floating around, but I'm gonna go with Kevin Owens. But as far as the segment itself, I agree with you, Ruben. I was kind of mixed on the segment, but I lean towards me more liking it just because of the fact we needed something for WrestleMania. One of these guys had to turn, right? And you couldn't just do babyface versus babyface. And the fact that it was Orton is the best thing because they're going to turn Cody eventually, just not right now. You just haven't won the title back in a very grandiose babyface fashion, right? So, I think that it did what it needed to do. Now, people are saying, Orton's still going to get cheered. So what be it? Fuck it, right? He's going to get cheered regardless, right? He's the legend, right? And I think he, like to me, like Orton, I compare Orton to Kobe Bryant. And the reason why I say that is because that the Kobe Bryant fans out there, they are hardcore Kobe fans. You can't say a bad thing about him. He's the GOAT. He's this, he's that, right? There's very dedicated Kobe Bryant fans out there. Same thing for Randy Orton, too. Randy Orton has a very dedicated fan base. Like, he's better than Cena. He's the best out of OVW. Like, there's a lot of people who really, really love Randy Orton for the right reasons, obviously, right? So you're gonna have that crowd really popping up and cheering Randy Orton for WrestleMania. But overall, though, I thought the segment was great. It did what it needed to do, and it garners heat. And now we have a little bit of a mystery with this story on whoever's on the other line of the phone line. Are we gonna find out this week? Are we gonna find out at WrestleMania? I think the further they hold it off, the more that it has to be a bigger person. Each week it has to get bigger with a bigger person. If they main event night 2, I will accept no one else other than The Rock. Period. Yep. If it's anyone else other than The Rock, I don't care.
Yeah, just reveal it right away.
Even if it's Triple H comes out and does like a fucking that will kill that will actually kill the crowd. That would kill the crowd where he's all like I'm the game. I'm back.
I'm back. I just can't take bumps.
I really think that if they main event night 2, it has to be The Rock, no one else. Don't care. Stone Cold won't make sense. I don't give a shit. It has to be The Rock.
What if it's Ric Flair?
I don't want to be Ric Flair.
No.
No.
Just comes out, and starts calling comes out, starts calling Cody fat boy, and Cody's like, "I'm not fat." Like, I don't care.
No, not Ric Flair, not Arn Anderson,
Vince McMahon.
I don't get. Oh, well, he will pop me. Actually,
I mean,
Daddy's coming home. Hey, that's not too worthy right there. Actually, Daddy's back.
Cody, if you lose, you're gonna have to wear the Stardust outfit.
Yeah, that would actually pop me. You know,
should have read the Fried Prince.
You want to know another name that I heard? You said Vince. I heard the name Shane.
Shane could be.
I heard Shane. Yeah,
I don't want to be Shane. I do not want to be Shane.
No.
You could give me all the Ric Flairs you want before you give me Shane McMahon. Like, I don't want Shane McMahon.
Yeah, I heard about Shane too, but no. If it's not The Rock, or for my morbid curiosity, if it's not Vince, then I don't care.
I'm back, goddammit. Anyways, but that was the only thing I guess worth noting on SmackDown. If there's anything else you guys want to bring up.
No, just the heel turn, yeah. Just in a 3-hour show.
The heel turn was the biggest thing, on the show. Just to note too as well, because we're probably not going to get to it. There's a possibility that a Jelly Roll is going to be in a tag team match versus possibly Kit Wilson and the Miz at WrestleMania, and his tag team partner may be Royce Keys, which, what the fuck are we doing? Why is he not on TV? Like, I'll be happy for Hobbs. I'll be very happy for Hobbs, right? Has nothing to do with Hobbs, but he hasn't been on TV since the fucking Royal Rumble.
As long as it ends with Hobbs beating the shit out of Jelly Roll, I will be fine with it.
Why?
Because I want it to happen.
Okay. All
right. Like they win the match and they're all hugging, and then he just like, bah! Like slams him on the ground. Okay. So I want it to happen.
Sure. Okay.
This is for me. It's about what I want.
Are you a Jelly Roll fan?
Am I a Jelly Roll fan?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right.
No. He seems like a nice guy. I just don't care. I just don't care to see him in a wrestling show. So, but yeah. Let's talk about. Do you guys want to get into Revolution or the Ricochet stuff first?
Revolution, because it's a show.
All right. So AEW Revolution was on Sunday. It was at the Crypto.com arena where the Lakers play in Los Angeles, California. Let's see. There were some pre-show matches. It was Big Boom, AJ and QT Marshall with Aaron Solo, Big Justice, and the Rizzler. They defeated the Infantry, Sean Dean, and Carly Bravo with Christian XO, Shane Taylor, and Trisha Dora. Did you guys catch that?
No, I just caught the spear that Big Justice put on Shane Taylor.
Yeah, I saw that clip too. Yeah,
it went viral. So
Willow Nightingale defeated Lina Cross to retain her AEW TBS championship.
We did get that. I believe we got that right.
Yep.
Yeah, we got that right.
Yep. Because we said that Willow was gonna win, then Lina Cross and Megan May were gonna win the tag titles, which exactly happened.
Jack, I did catch this. Jack Perry won the 21-man Blackjack Battle Royal to win the AEW National Championship. I don't know if I noticed this. There is the spot where he's hanging off the ropes and his feet are under the ring. Did it look like his feet actually touched the ground?
I don't think it matters.
Okay. But yeah, Jack Perry.
That's not how it was booked.
Semantics, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really notice, to be honest, though.
That kind of reminds me of the Kevin Nash story when Shawn Michaels apparently his feet touched the ground. And then Kevin Nash was doing an interview with Sean Oliver, and when he asked him that, Kevin Nash just looks at him and goes, "The show's already booked."
Yeah, like, doesn't matter.
So, but Jungle Jack Perry, he's back to being Jungle Jack Perry, not evil goat man Jack Perry. He's now the AEW national champion. Got a little emotional because he thought about his dad because there's the
His
infamous,
hometown too. So that's
the
awesome.
infamous footage of him and his dad Jack Perry when they're at SummerSlam. I believe it was in 2009 or 2010.
Yeah.
Which was in the same arena when it was the Staples Center.
Yeah, god damn, like WWE needs to go back and do like it doesn't have to be SummerSlam, but they did how many years they did SummerSlam out of LA? It was like a 5-6 year stretch, right?
Yeah, because it was in 2008, 2009, I believe 2010.
Oh yeah, 2010, 2011 for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember because I remember
I looked that up.
2011. And they
2011 definitely because I was punking Cena and the real cash in.
Yeah, I remember one of the themes was just like Hollywood. It's like a Hollywood theme. So yeah, that was interesting. I do remember that. But that was the last pre-show match before we head into the show. So that pre-show match actually bled into the beginning of the show. They end up cutting off I guess 5 or 10 seconds of that match, and then they start the actual show with the pyro going off, and the wrestlers are still in the ring.
Yeah, they've been doing that the last few shows. I don't really know if I love that.
No, but yeah, Jack Perry is the new AEW national champion, so good for him. All right, so the first match, I guess the first main show match was the tag team or AEW World Tag Team Championships. FTR versus the Young Bucks for the 1000th and 50th time. The end of it was Edge and Christian coming back. So they're back. Good for them.
I thought it was a fantastic match. I mean, I thought it was a very good, fantastic tag team match. Didn't mean shit to me, but I thought what they did in the ring was fantastic. Is worthy of a 5-star. I'm not saying that I will have it as a 5-star match for myself, but it was a great tag team match.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen.
Not gonna remember it, but still good.
I mean, these guys, they wrestled each other so many times, and good chemistry. Like they put on good matches.
Yeah.
But who cares? And then
very much right.
Then you have Edge and Christian come back, and they're gonna go after the tag titles. But it's like, you could have saved them for Dynamite, have them come out, have an angle with FTR, and because you had so many debuts on one show, and you had so many
3 debuts / returns in 3 matches straight.
Yeah, that's overkill. Like they need to understand that less is more, because you already have this long card, and I know this pay-per-view, for the East Coast, it was over by
1 a.m.
1 a.m. Yeah, and I'm just
1 a.m. 1:30, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And I'm like, yo, I can't stay up and watch the rest of the show. I gotta go to work.
Right?
I gotta go to work.
I said the same thing, and I work at a wrestling shop.
Yeah, you see, it's just less is more. Like when you just get just an overabundance of stuff, with this long card, and I appreciate these pay-per-views because they have some. It's fun. They do have entertainment value. You get what you pay for. However, it's got to trim it down. Save some of the stuff for Dynamite so you can have people watch. Like get people to watch the show so they can buy the pay-per-views, not the other way around. You got to get people to tune into the weekly shows. But yeah, I mean, FTR, Young Bucks, good match. Seen it, and then they bleed, and then I think in the next 2 matches there was blood. I'm like, we have a Texas death match.
Yeah, that's the only thing I didn't really agree with was the bleeding in the opening match, because to be honest, really the only match that should have had blood was the main event, right?
Yeah.
That's the only match that should have had blood, but it's AEW, But also at the same time too as well. I mean, just to be honest too, you had multiple TNA matches back in the day that had blood. ECW, forget about it, right? So it's WWF back in the day, Attitude Era, you had multiple matches where people were bleeding too as well. So
Yeah.
you know, I mean, we gotta call those out too as well if we're gonna call it.
Yeah.
but-
Like, go ahead, Drew.
No, I was gonna say, like, if MJF, like, if he has respect for the business the way he claims he does, why doesn't he just go up to the Young Bucks and go, "Hey, we're gonna be bleeding in our match, so can you not bleed in your match? It would make our match mean something."
Well, I get that too, but like, look, I try to keep up with the stories too as well. You know, technically, it is a blood feud with FTR and the Young Bucks. I mean, technically, they attacked this fucking brother, right? Attacked the family member, right? So, whether if we agree with the story or not, to AEW's eyes, is a blood feud and blood would be shed. And honestly, the Bucks, they don't bleed. I don't remember the Bucks bleeding much, if at all, during AEW, during the history of AEW. So I think it's like the first match I've seen, especially Nick Jackson. He was busted open. So
Yeah.
now, was this the right night to do it? Probably not. But they figured that it was worth the blood. So I don't agree with it.
But hey, like, I mean, with the storyline in their eyes, I feel like they thought it was warranted. But like, I just think that if you're gonna have a Texas death match, which was violent and it called for blood, it called for all these insane spots, I definitely think that they could have just to make that match be more impactful, just not bleed within the next like 2 matches. Like, wait to the main event, do it on Dynamite. Don't do it on Collision. No one watches Collision, but do it on Dynamite. But yeah,
and that just shows you that the inmates are running the asylum.
That too, yeah. I don't think Tony Khan like okayed that. I genuinely don't think that they like listen to him unless it's like to have him change something like, I want this to happen. And they usually just go into business for themselves. And it's like, you don't have to bleed and have a gazillion hardcore matches. Like, when it calls for it, have a stipulation match. But when you have those over and over again, it kind of loses its luster. When you bleed a bunch of times, it kind of loses its effect. When you use, cuss words, it kind of loses its effect. So just less is more. So when it does happen, it's like, oh shit, like whoa, like you want to have that feeling, but it's like it's just the MO. And again, we can talk about AEW, we gotta talk about WWF and the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era. We gotta talk about TNA. We gotta talk about ECW. So I get that, but in a vacuum, we gotta talk about this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Next is you had Timeless Tony Storm versus Marina Shafir. Everyone was banned from ringside. Timeless Tony Storm won. The big story is Ronda Rousey is now all elite.
Yep. I don't care at all. I mean, I just hate that the fans. I hate that the AEW fans, when Ronda was in WWE, they were like, "Oh, she fucking sucks. She can't wrestle. Oh, she's bad for the business." Now that she's in AEW, the AEW fans are like, "Oh my god, Ronda Rousey! Oh my god, yeah, oh my god, she's gonna be great." Well, which one is it? Do you like her or you don't like her? Which one is it?
I mean, Trey Miguel got fired over tweets that he apologized for. Briscoe, like, they took their sweet ass time bringing him in AEW. Same thing with Ronda Rousey. She made some ugly tweets about Sandy Hook from years ago. Nobody's brought that up.
I didn't think about that one, but I think it was more of that she's anti-vax. The AEW fans, they're a little bit more liberal left. So I would have figured that's the main reason, but no, that's another point as well. So
I mean,
but the only reason I'm gonna give you 2 things here. Number 1, Tony Khan, he's desperate. He's desperate for attention right now at this time with this company. That's number 1. But also number 2, Ronda Rousey's about to have a fight I think in the next couple weeks. I don't know the exact day, but she's gonna have another fight in a couple weeks. Which, by the way, that Tony Khan is not gonna promote on his television because you want to know why?
Because UFC is with WWE.
It hasn't.
Or
No,
is it associated with UFC?
No. She's not. She's not fighting with UFC. She's fighting with another company. The company that she's fighting for is on Netflix.
Which is with WWE.
With WWE. Yeah. But no, she's not with UFC. No, she fucking hates Dana White.
Mm-hmm.
She actually cut a promo like for her fight or whatever, talking about like, UFC fighters need to get paid more, and she just but that's
she's not wrong. So
yeah.
But Ronda Rousey's in AEW. She's all elite, so yay.
I think well, as one to emphasize, she's not officially signed to a contract with AEW. This could just be a one-off with her and Tony Storm. So
problem.
Just want to make that clear.
Yeah, that could be.
Right. Keep talking. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was just gonna bring up the fact that she just badmouth wrestling.
Yes.
After
that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think could talk about or other opinions, but world of wrestling, when you, regardless, AEW, WWE fan, if you're a wrestling fan and you badmouth the sport, and then suddenly you come back to it, and I think the reason why she went to AEW is because WWE didn't want her.
No.
They didn't want her. She's damaged goods, and we saw. And I wouldn't necessarily put all the blame on her, because she did get saddled with bad creative, but also it's just the fact that she didn't catch wrestling a lot, unlike the other professional athletes. How they caught wrestling. So as time went along, she got worse.
Yeah,
not better. So that was another reason why she's not in WWE.
Her last good match that she had was at the Royal Rumble with Sasha Banks. After that, it went down from there.
Yeah, and people still talk about her mixed tag match with Kurt Angle versus Stephanie and Triple H. That was a good match, but we know that was rehearsed for sure. And then as time went along, just her decline started.
Well, she became full time, man. Oh man.
Yeah, like that didn't help her. And then just the fact that she didn't take wrestling, like I felt like she didn't put her heart into it, and that's why she didn't improve. And as a result, it was like, it's like sour grapes. Like, oh wow, I don't really want it. And then now she has nowhere to go. She needs the attention. Tony Khan needs the attention. So she's back in wrestling, and I don't want to see Ronda Rousey in 2026 in the wrestling ring. It's just I have no excitement for it overall. But again, like you were saying, Justin, it's just for a attention ploy, and then just for her to promote her MMA fight with Gina Carano.
That's Gina Carano. Yep.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm gonna watch the fight because I'm a fan.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch it too. It's free. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, and right, like a comment right there. Yeah, she's unlikable. Like, she comes out very snarky, very unlikable, just very bratty. I just don't like. She just rubbed me the wrong way.
I mean, she was unlikable in UFC.
Yeah,
I mean, because like she would lose, she would win. I mean, whether she would lose or she would win, she'd be sour about it. Especially when she would lose, like she wouldn't shake hands with anyone.
Yeah,
and she was just
bad
unlikable.
Sportsmanship.
She was an unlikable asshole.
Yeah.
Segueing into the next match, you have Jon Moxley defeated Takeshita in a no time limit match to retain the AEW Continental Championship. Which again, another return. This is the night of returns, night of bleeding and returns. You had Will Osprey come back, and that's how that ended.
Okay. Well, I'll give analysis on the match then. I thought this was the match of the night. I thought what both these guys did in here was tremendous. The crowd really wanted Takeshi to win. They really want him to win, but with Moxley winning, I mean, I'm not too mad at that either. But eventually, I just feel that the Callis family is going to just end up turning on Takeshita. And now there was this kind of a thing like, is Moxley heel? Is he babyface? Is he heel? He's fully solidified himself. No, I'm a heel. I'm not turning babyface. I'm a heel. I'm a heel. So it's good that they're finally going in a direction, because at one point watching AEW, like whenever the Death Riders would come out with Moxley, they were all baby faces together, but when you had the Death Riders by themselves outside of Moxley, they were heels. Then Moxley's a baby face over here by himself, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? Marina's a fucking heel. She's doing her heel. So it was confusing. So now fully cemented, planted, and looks like Will Osprey versus Moxley for that Continental Championship. And looks like Osprey's gonna be the next guy holding that title. So, but yeah, I will definitely want to see Moxley and Osprey. I think that they'll be able to pull on some good wrestling matches together, though. But again, this also does show that Moxley can have a good match without blood. Oh wow, him bleeding, right?
Who would have thought? Yeah.
I mean, well, I mean, it's there, but I'll put it to you this way. A lot of the biggest talking point that came out of this show was obviously MJF and Hangman, right? And the perception is that Moxley always bleeds, which he always does. Yes, he does, right? But the perception is that he never has a good match. He has a great match here, but no one's going to talk about it because that's not the biggest thing out of the show.
Yeah.
And, but Moxley put on a damn good match here. It's not going to get talked about, which I don't think is correct. But, I just think the guy, he doesn't get credit when he actually has a good wrestling match and when he's not bleeding buckets. So,
Yeah, I think that's what kind of messes him up when he just bleeds and have these stipulation matches. Because, I'm a big fan of, John Moxley, Dean Ambrose, Wacky Dean.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of
sure.
his. Yeah, but just how he was presented these last couple of the last year, it really just
couple years technically.
Yeah, but I'm a fan of his, and he can wrestle. It's just that it's just the tried and true bleed. You look at him wrong, he bleeds.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude,
it's like Stigmata. He has Stigmata or something.
Basically, I mean, that was a pretty good movie, by the way.
Yeah. Early 2000s movie.
Yeah. Definitely.
Shark Hit.
Oh yeah. I gotta watch that movie again. Now that you mention it. But yeah, with the match, I enjoyed the match. Very hard hitting, very stiff. We know how Takeshita can dude is. I wish if I had the book in AEW, he will be world champion. He would have been world champion at least twice, but that's just me. And Moxley did his thing, of course, and Osprey coming back and just single-handedly getting rid of the Death Riders is of course, they're turning hero. But I mean, yeah,
he came out tonight too. Before we got on, he had a match and he just back to Will Osprey, just having a normal Will Osprey match, like nothing happened.
Yeah, it's just insane. I mean, I guess we're gonna get that main event match at at Wembley.
Yeah,
we're definitely gonna get that match for sure, which I'm excited for because it's about time. And he's gonna get his run back with MJF. Now that's for sure. But yeah, I enjoyed the match with Moxley and Takeshita, and of course we had the return of Osprey, and basically everything's back on schedule. I'm surprised he came back this soon, so that's good news.
All right. Next is for the women's tag team championships, you had the Divine, Megan Bayne and Lina Cross defeat the Babes of Wrath, Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale. I thought it was just okay. You kind of figured that the Divine Dominion was going to win, because Megan Bain has a look. Nina Cross, I don't really know too much about her to really judge her, but I do like the Babes of Wrath. I like Willow, even though I look at Willow, I'm like, I'd rather see you somewhere else, but that's just me. And Harley has really improved as far as the character goes. That's really all I have to add to this match.
I mean, it was a short match, and it's not really nothing you can really analyze on this. We predicted that Megan Bain and Lina Cross was going to win the tag titles, and they did.
Yep, we did. We did predict that, yeah.
But I'm happy for Megan Bain and Lina Cross to gain this opportunity, but I know what's going to come next. I know that AEW is not going to push this tag team division the right way, and there's going to get lost in the shuffle, and nothing's going to happen. So happy for them, but do I believe that? Who's their next contenders?
Good question.
Payne Royce and Billy Kay?
Ronda Rousey and Marina Shafir.
Oh God! Like if that happens, yeah.
I mean,
that's good shit.
I mean, I'm not really looking forward to what's coming next, but but at the end of the day, though, happy for them for getting this accolade. So
singles match: Swerve Strickland versus Brody King. I thought this was fun. I like Brody. I do like Swerve, even though sometimes he tends to put his foot in his mouth, but it is what it is. I do like Swerve. He's good. Not sure how I feel about Brody kind of getting his ass whooped throughout the majority of the match. But I mean, the story that they're telling with Swerve is that he's the most dangerous man in AEW. So that just goes with this new heel character. And he wins, which we all kind of predicted. And he's about to drive his head through a cinder block. And guess what, gentlemen? Another return. Turn. It was Kenny Omega. So yeah. We're setting up Kenny Omega and Swerve down the line.
He somehow got on a plane from fucking Japan. guys asked to Los Angeles, so
I got there pretty quick.
Word.
But any thoughts about this match?
Good match. Another fine wrestling exhibition here. There was a story going to this match, so that's all I really asked for, is have a little bit of story going to this match. And we kind of knew that Kenny Omega was most likely going to show up here, and now it looks like they're going to do Kenny versus Swerve. I would like to hope that Kenny wins, so Swerve goes even more mad. And I still believe that we're going to get this this two-man power trip of Swerve and Hangman. You know what I mean? Because we have not seen them both in their mad heel personas, and I think they're going to join forces together to wreak havoc on the AEW men's roster.
I enjoyed the match. That was that spot on the ring apron. I forgot who took the move. I think it was Swerve.
Yeah.
Delivering the move. I was like, Jesus Christ. There was a lot of that in this pay-per-view. A lot of just a lot of bumps, on the floor, on the ring
apron. Yeah.
I was like, Jesus. But again, like it calls for it. Most dangerous man. You got to do what you got to do with the most dangerous man in wrestling, and that's what happens. But yeah, I enjoyed the match. I expected Swerve to win. Like I expected him to win. I was afraid that you build up, temporarily you're gonna build up Brody, Brody King, and then like lose.
Beat MJF in like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, wherever it was. He squashed him.
And that was my issue. Like, you're gonna do that. If you're not gonna have him win the belt, why have him beat MJF? If it wasn't gonna lead into anything. And that's just one of the issues with the booking, is they just do both AEW WWE, both Tony Khan and Paul Levesque, they have a thing for having moments. They just have this thing about them. They just can't help themselves. We gotta have a moment. Gotta have a moment. And the moment doesn't lead to anything. Yeah, it goes viral. People talk about it for like a few days and then they forget about it. But it just didn't, like, just them just booking Brody King short term and then look, and maybe he's gonna get his win back. This, Dynamite is airing live right now. Maybe.
Oh, well, I mean, we're in the. I don't think that's gonna happen because we're in the main event segment with Edge and Christian and the Young Bucks in the ring.
Oof. I stand corrected then. But yeah. I enjoyed the match.
Hey, you never know. There's always collision, right?
Always collision. It's always collision. Nobody watches collision, by the way.
No, not
but
at all.
Have fun with that.
God. All right, 2 out of 3 falls match for the AEW Women's World Championship. You have Thekla versus Chris Statlander. Thekla won. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to think about Thekla. Try saying that 5 times. She's not terrible. I just need to see more of her. Statlander, it's one of those things of just like, it's the boy who cried wolf when it comes to the Women's World Championship. It's like they gave her that for a big moment. And I like Statlander, but they gave her that for a big moment. And now it's just like business as usual. Back to the bottom of I guess the bottom of the ladder, I guess. But I mean, Thekla's good. I don't know if I'd call her great just yet, but I need to see more of her to really form more of a solid opinion on her. But the match was fine. It was fine for what it was. Really nothing to remember. But what'd you guys think?
Thought Thekla and Chris Statlander, they put on a very good serviceable women's wrestling match. I thought that both women, worked their asses off in the match itself. Wasn't anything great, wasn't anything memorable or anything like that, but I thought both women worked their asses off, and Thekla winning is the right thing. Thekla is the future for the women's division, and I don't know how long she's going to hold the title for, but I mean, there's only a handful of women that's going to end up carrying this division. One of them is Toni Storm. The other one is Mercedes Moné. And Dr. Britt Baker ain't coming back. So that ain't going to happen. So yeah. But yeah, I thought the match was fine. Nothing extraordinary or anything like that. But I thought it was good.
No comment from me. Solid match, but again, just like, and I'm a fan of Statlander, and it's just a shame. Like,
you never know. She may be on her way out. I don't know.
I mean, if she is, I will be. I hope her and Willow will end up in WWE. If one of them or both of them, like, I think
definitely Stat first, but I think Willow, she's still signed for a couple of years. Because I remember she signed a contract maybe like last year or 2 years ago, like an extension or something like that. I may be off with that, but yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, oh, man, but yeah, like, those are my thoughts on the match and with Chris Statlander.
These next 2 match. Well, actually, no. This next match, this is where I kind of, I guess, lost a little bit of interest. Trios match for the AEW World Trios Championship. You have Mystico, who's now All Elite, and Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, and Mike Bailey defeated the Don Callis family, Okada, Fletcher, and Mark Davis. Again, I zoned out of this. I zoned out by this time. And because, again, it got late into the night. And the very next day, I just decided to watch the replay. But what'd you guys think?
So this is 1 of 3 matches that I think should not have been on the show. This should have been on Dynamite. Good match. Nothing wrong with the match. Just didn't need to be on the show. I mean, it was good. I mean, that's all I can really say. I just didn't care about it because it was, later in the night or whatever it was. So this is where I stopped watching for a night after this match. And I watched the last 3 matches in the morning. But yeah, this match, the other Tornadoes Trios match, and I will probably say maybe the women's tag team match. Those 3 should have not been on the show, and it could have been a lot better of a show for it. So
No comment. No comment.
All right. Next is you have Andrade El Idolo versus Bandito in a singles match. I wanted to like this match so much more than I did, and I was kind of let down by it. I don't know if maybe it's because the crowd wasn't into it. Maybe the crowd was just tired.
I want to say, yeah, probably that. Yeah.
I don't know if maybe
fatigue,
fatigue. I don't know if maybe both guys just didn't have good chemistry with each other. But I was kind of let down with this match, and it was a little too long too. That's another thing. I like what Andrade's doing in AEW. I like how he's kind of revitalized his career as just being a sex fiend. Like he just wants to, pretty much, hang out with every girl in the audience. So, good for him. Bandito's Bandito. But this match didn't really do it for me the way I wanted it to.
I thought this match was good. I didn't think it was great. A little too long. Maybe could have called maybe like 3 minutes, but it was good. Could have been a lot better than what it was. But I thought it was, like I said, just good. I don't really have much to add to it outside of that.
I felt the same way. This too long. This was a good match. I think that in another pay-per-view, this would have been great, but with the amount
It
of
had
matches,
no stakes in it. I think that's my issue. It really had no stakes in it.
It was just there. It could have been on a Dynamite,
and the title wasn't on the line.
Yeah, no belt on the line. But they did. It had some good spots. It had some good spots.
It was just an exhibition match. There was like no stakes, nothing to come out of it. Like possible number 1 contender or no advanced story, nothing.
Yeah, it was again another wrestling exhibition, another showcase. I mean, we know how good Andrade is. Like he's phenomenal. How good Bandito is, but it's like no stakes. Could have done without, but I get why you wanted to have Andrade in the card, and they're high on Bandito. So yeah, it's just good match, but when the crowd isn't into it, then we fans are tuning in, watching the pay-per-view live. We're just tuning out because if the crowd isn't into it, then we're just look the other way,
Yeah. Next is you have a Tornado Trios match. You have Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong versus the Dogs. David Finlay, Gabe Kidd, and Clark Connors. So you have this new heel faction that's getting buzz, and you have them lose on their first pay-per-view together. So that's all I can say.
Sounds about right.
I love the talents in this match. I just didn't really care.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't a bad match. It wasn't bad, but I just didn't care what was going on in the ring. So
yeah,
it's just gonna be one of those matches, at the end of the year, if you happen to go through scores like, oh yeah, that match happened. Like, what the fuck? Like this match happened? Like it's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there was some craziness in this match with Darby taking the spear onto the.
Yeah.
That was insane. I'm like, I mean, to be fair, I did listen to his Chris Van Vliet interview a few weeks back, and he's like, yo, I'm only probably broken like 1 or 2 bones in my body, like I'm fine, like and I'm like, of course, like he's a daredevil, crazy, but
he's a fucking crash test dummy.
Literally, like I'm surprised he isn't held held together by glue and duct tape. But you get the right brand of duct tape. You can hold yourself together, but he's insane. And then that skateboard, the skateboard onto Gabe Kidd's head off the stage. I'm like,
yeah, it was kind of nasty.
that was gnarly. Like, do we not care about concussions? That was my first. That was my first like thought. They don't care about concussions. Like, then Bryan Danielson, had to retire because of concussions. I don't know. I guess not. We're not concerned about that. What are those? Yeah, but just good talent. We had a lot of talent on here. But it's like,
I kind of wish not Gabe Kidd. I kind of wish Dave Finlay would went to WWE to NXT. You'd be so fucking good for Birthright, but whatever.
I mean, he did a thing. He did a thing. I think was it with Sean Ross Sapp where he said, I never made money with my dad or my brother. I made money with these guys.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
I
get what I'm just saying for my own selfish reasons.
Yeah,
went there, but if he feels more comfortable in AEW and and he has his reasons, God bless him. I mean, he's making money in the wrestling industry. That's all anyone can really ask for.
So that matters. Yeah.
And I guess his whole gimmick is that he hates his dad or whatever, because he was like the only thing my dad ever did right in his career was me coming out of his nutsack. And then that hit Fit Finlay replied. But anyways, the main event was a last chance Texas death match for the AEW Championship. If Page lost, he would never challenge for the AEW Championship again. MJF comes out, paying homage to Terry Funk, which cool.
And his ring gear was pretty cool. Yeah,
it was dope. I liked it.
And then Hangman Adam Page came out with bedazzled jeans because that's what a badass cowboy does. But anyways,
hey, for the record, I mean, if you want to say that, I mean, MJF's attire was great, but it had glitter in it.
Yeah, but like the whole thing with Adam Page is that I'm a badass cowboy and I can kick people's asses and you don't want to mess with me. But look at my bedazzled jeans. That'd be like if Steve Austin came out with a bedazzled vest.
He did.
No, he didn't. That wasn't bedazzled.
It was rhinestones create the letters or whatever Stone Cold.
Yeah, but it actually looked cool.
Oh, okay.
God damn.
Okay.
God damn.
My bad.
God damn. Throw me a white sprite spritzer. I don't know what I said. I don't know what I just said. God damn, I'm trying to watch my calorie intake. Throw me a Zima. Anyways, this match was exactly what you thought it was going to be. It was bloody. It was crazy. Lots of blood. A spot with glass shards. To which MJF, he took like this, I guess, window and just smashed it and just went, I don't do any of that indie shit for whatever reason. I don't know why he said that. I don't know why it has to do with a window. And then Adam Page slammed his back onto the glass shards and then flipped his back over and started yeah,
that was gnarly.
Moving his front on the glass, and then MJF repaid it by putting Adam Page in, I guess, like a Boston Crab pose, and then did the same thing to him. He also got a a needle and put it through Adam Page's cheek because that's pretty hardcore. Yeah, this match happened.
I shot the water out of it too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this match happened the way you thought it would. It was a lot of shit, a lot of hardcore shit, a lot of blood, lots of everything.
I think a lot of people are missing the point that there was story elements here from previous matches. Like, for example, like when they brought the dog collar out, I heard people like, why is there a dog collar? How come no one's taking it off? It's because that not MJF, Hangman is actually trying to get in MJF's head, because guess what happened at Revolution several years ago? It
CM
was
Punk.
MJF versus CM Punk. And if you heard MJF in the match, he's like, oh, not again, not again. He's calling back to the match. He's getting flashbacks. So I thought that was a good touch of that story element, because if you watched AEW back then, if you've seen that match, you will know that that happened. So yeah, I mean, there were story elements in his match as well. Heyman doing anything that he can to try to win this title back, and MJF doing wherever he can to keep it. So, but I already talked about it enough though. So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I did.
Yeah,
Too.
I again, this is what you expected. This match was brutal. The glass shard spot, and it's funny because MJF he sweeped it up. I found that kind of hilarious. Just sweep that up. Also, Hangman stapling a birthday card to MJF. That
because it was his birthday. Yeah,
it was his birthday, so that was a hell of a birthday present for Maxwell there. And yeah, the dog collar, that literally killed. He hanged the Hangman. He killed the Hangman. That was a nice touch. That was very symbolic.
fucking
And
Hangman just bust into the fucking camera.
yeah, that was
blood smear all over the camera. I could have. Oh man, I was like, okay, someone wipe that off.
Yeah.
That's a little bit too much even for me. You know what I mean? But and you know what? It created a statement and created visual, so you're never gonna forget that. So
yeah. I'm never gonna forget MJF being dragged like a wheelbarrow against the glass. Like, ugh, it's like gnarly, but it was a good spot. Like a lot of those spots were good, and they had a lot of callbacks. But that collar, Hangman being hung, by the dog collar, just choking, being choked out. That was just amazing. And yeah, Hangman Adam Page cannot, for now, challenge for the AEW World Title. So we got to see what will come out of this. I definitely think we're gonna see Hangman go crazy and snap. 2-man power trip with Swerve. I hope, because we need something to, something for for the summer.
something to look forward to watch on AEW Weekly.
Yeah,
I will tune in and watch. Obviously MJF, and I'll watch whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
But I'll ask you guys both. Out of the three major Texas death matches, Swerve and Hangman and Moxley, and Hangman and MJF, which one was your favorite? Mine's the Swerve one, the first one.
Yeah, Swerve.
That was just pure shit. Even with the drink of the blood, even that was fine. Looking back at it now, I'm like, oh god, this guy's fucking, at the time I was like, it is fucking disgusting, right? But but that's what brought his character very much dark, and I love that match.
Yeah, definitely Swerve and Hangman. That was my favorite. It was fucking disgusting.
Yeah,
but looking back,
it was warm for the story too, as well.
It worked. Yeah, it was still gross, but it worked for the story. And then over time, you start to soften up on, okay, it was gross, but I understood why. You get crazy, you do psychotic things, you get out of character. So I get it, but yeah, it was still gross.
What about you, Drew?
Yes.
What was your favorite Texas death match between the three? Which one
was my What was my favorite?
If you had to pick one, yeah.
It's a very loaded question.
All right. I gotcha. It's all good. We can move on.
But anyways, that was Revolution. Post your thoughts down below, and give your thoughts on what happened on the show. It was a lot of show, as these AEW shows usually are. Anywho, so Raw, we don't have to go too much through it because we don't want to go over time because we still want to talk about the Ricochet thing. We already talked about the Oba thing. It was in San Antonio, like we mentioned, is our hometown. Good crowd. Crowd seemed to be into the whole show. But yeah, let's just talk about the ending segment real quick, and let's move on to the Ricochet thing, just so we're not going over time. The ending segment was CM Punk and Roman Reigns again, which last week it was Punk and the Usos, where Punk apologized. But he says, "I'm sorry that Roman is a piece of shit, and he had to send his young boys out to defend him." To which it was either Jimmy or Jay that punched Punk. And then this week, Roman came back, and Roman cut a weird promo in the back where he's like pretty much telling all the Samoans before and after WrestleMania, you can do whatever you want to Punk, but at Mania, he's mine. And then Roman came out at the end, and he pretty much told the crowd to acknowledge him. But, I didn't come here to talk to these people. I came here for one man. Punk, come out here and handle your business. Punk's like, I don't know why you keep calling me Phil like it's an insult. I know my name is Phil. It's my government name. I call you by a real name too, but I don't want to obsess over you. And then he brings up, your name is Joe, is saying pretty much just like there's only one Samoan Joe that I respect and love a lot. So good shout to Samoa Joe. And then, just to kind of go to the end, Punk is getting in Roman's way to block him from leaving the ring, just to kind of get into his head, and says, "You aren't going anywhere. This is my show. I tell you when to leave. You think I'm just talking? I'm in your head, Roman." And then Roman ends it with, "You're just delusional. You can't phase me. I'm the most successful star in the history of this business. You can't talk you can't talk the walk. You can't do the walking anymore. You know why? Because you're old. You're slower. You're weaker, and you're just old." And then that offended Punk for some reason. Then he punches Roman, and that's pretty much just how that segment ended. Originally, or allegedly, as I'll put it,
Right.
It was supposed to Punk was supposed, or not Punk, Roman was supposed to make a remark about Larry the dog, but they scrapped it, and
they could be saving it too, possibly. It's
right,
still got a lot of time left to bring up Larry, so
it could be Roman doing what Punk did with Paul Bearer's ashes, just take Larry's ashes and just pour it all over Punk. But I do agree with you guys. I'm actually more interested in the build up with Cody and Randy, as opposed to Punk and Roman, because it was interesting in the beginning. I think the reason why I'm not really digging these promos with Punk and Roman is because why aren't there any agents or producers out there to kind of like monitor these promos? You know what I mean? Like, because these guys are eventually going to go blow to blow. Instead, it's just like, I'm going to insult you. No, I'm going to insult you. It's like, so no one's gonna...
they haven't had a reason to be out there.
No, but what I'm saying is that they're insulting each other, and you want to keep your eye on the biggest main event of all time. You don't want them to actually fight until, like, I'm assuming the last week heading into.
No, they need physicality at this point.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, we already know, like, the last promo heading into Mania, there's gonna be physicality. What I'm saying is, with a lot of these promos, they're insulting each other to their faces, and nothing really happens. The only thing that happened was this week. So I don't know. I'm just not feeling. I'm not feeling it now. I'll watch the match, obviously, but yeah, I'm just not feeling it so far.
I'm still excited for the match per se, but out of one or the other, I'm more at this. It could flip next week. Cody and Randy can have a dud situation on Friday. Then Roman and Punk have a great comeback segment. It's like, oh my god, I'm more excited for Punk. So, like, at this point, yes, I'm more excited for Randy and Cody, but it's remaining to be seen. They can have a dud segment on Friday. It's a possibility. I doubt it, but they cover Doug segment on Friday. And Cody, I'm sorry, and Roman and Punk have a great segment on Monday. So, but they need to get physical, not too physical. Probably a simple punch, a push, a something, right? A pull apart, something to where that these guys are starting to get physical with each other, because they can only go so far with words.
Yeah, I definitely agree. My problem with this is that
This has nothing to do with the title either, by the way.
yeah, yeah. Like for me, like my issue is that CM Punk, whenever he goes out there, he talks about Roman being a part timer. He's not here, and it's like, oh shit, like he's earned that. And that makes Roman smarter. It doesn't have to be there. And I get for the build to this match, yes, he has to be there more consistently. But it makes Roman smarter because, as they say, work smarter, not harder. So just CM Punk bringing that up all the time, every single week, it just gets repetitive. And I'm just not a fan of that. Like, can we kind of evolve these promos? And it just shows that CM Punk doesn't have much in terms of, much ammo. But I don't know, with Roman, with Punk, like, that bit with him trying to get into the ring and Punk is blocking his way. I didn't like that. Like, that was like, you just, like, what are we doing here? You're making you're making Roman look like a punk, no pun intended. I didn't like that. That didn't make any sense. And then Roman bringing up that Punk is old. I'm just like, okay, we were expecting Roman to go scorched earth because CM Punk brought up Roman's dead father. I would assume he would have been out there just looking for Phil, looking for CM Punk, and I don't know, it just felt like it goes to show that Punk bringing up his dead dad didn't make any sense, because now you said this last week or the week prior, and then what are you gonna do now? Like, you brought that up weeks ago. Okay, where we go from here? Because now you kind of made it to where Roman has to basically match that or exceed that level of verbiage, and I felt like that was unneeded, and that's why I'm kind of leaning less. I'm getting less excited for this match because it just didn't. It started off good, and then Punk brought up his dead dad, and now it's like, okay, now things are off the rails because nothing makes sense. And I don't know, we'll maybe, like Justin was saying, maybe next week they pull off a good promo segment. But to me, it's just like, okay, that a few weeks ago shouldn't have been said, because now things are off the rails. Things are just,
What they should have done is that these promos that they had, that should have been going into the last 4 weeks of WrestleMania versus the 7 weeks left, 8 weeks left, because the dead dad promo, that should have been like 2 weeks out. The first promo should have been 3 weeks out. You know what I mean? So that way it's, you're getting more excited, you're getting more excited. You know what I mean?
yeah, just up the ante. Like, Punk blew.
It's like,
Yeah,
it's kind of like, with the in comparison, we were just talking about AEW with the matches, right? Like, they just do all these crazy matches, and they're doing blood and barbed wire spots and all this stuff like that, bloody camera, things of that nature. It's like, what more can you do, right? Well, with these promos, at least from Punk and Roman side, it's like, damn, y'all started off like super fucking hot. Like, what more can you do at this point for us to keep our interest? You can only go down.
I also think, and this is just kind of how I feel, it's just like Ruben alluded to a little bit. I think with Roman, it just, he comes off as very superficial with like his reasonings for not liking Punk. It almost sounds like he's being told what to say. Whereas Punk, I mean, granted, Punk isn't the Punk of old. He kind of in some ways he's kind of phoning it in with the promos, but like his at least sounds like he's saying something that he believes in. So, and also Justin, you just kind of hit it on the head, where it's just like we still got more shows to go. What else can we do? I mean, the dead dad promo is like, so where are we going from here? Are you going to have like more Samoans come out and try to take out Punk?
Like Punk is like, I fucked your wife. Like
Yeah.
what more can you do? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
He just goes to Alpha's grave and desecrates it. Like, what is he like? What are you gonna do to like? And also, who's the heel and who's the face?
Yeah.
I don't look at it like that. I just look at it as like just two top baby faces, but you know they both have heel tendencies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I just think that Punk in that promo segment 3 weeks ago blew his load, because that could have been left. That insult could have been left. Like it should have been leading up to something bigger, and it didn't. He just blew his load. It's like, oh, prematurely, got too excited, and just escalated prematurely, and that's what we had, and that's why things just feel weird. Like it started off organically, okay, like I'm feeling this, and then he brought up that line, and then ever since it's like they still could have brought up the line and then have the Usos be involved, have the Samoans be involved, but in a way where the title, while it's important, now it's more our family. That should have been the emphasis. CM Punk doesn't understand family because he doesn't have, he's married to his wife, but he's like, what, in his late 40s, doesn't have a family. The only family they has is he's dead now, rest in peace. But they should have definitely honed in on the family aspect, and they didn't do that, because I guess CM Punk didn't want that, just like with Larry comments, because to me, in my opinion, Phil is soft. He's gotten softer in his young years, so I don't think he would have liked that, because it kind of hits home.
Right.
Like, you see why the Usos are so mad. Like, yo, apologize, because family means a lot more to Roman and the Usos and the entire bloodline than it means to CM Punk, because he doesn't have a family in that sense.
Do you guys get the impression that Punk is maybe being told to hold back a little bit so that Roman could look stronger, so to speak, out there?
I don't know.
Maybe, but I don't think so. It's plausible, but I don't think so.
I think they're just going out there doing whatever they want.
Right.
I don't, and honestly, at the end of the day, though, I think both of them, they both look strong from a certain aspect as well. Roman looks strong from one standpoint, Punk looks strong from another standpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think with Punk, you would expect him to maybe be a little bit more, have some more oomph in this.
What's more oomph than I'm gonna bury you next to your dead dad?
I mean, he can say the only time.
What more oomph do you need?
I mean, he could say the only time people cared about you is when you had cancer.
There's certain lines you just don't cross, I don't think.
I mean, talking about your dead dad, like
that's.
I mean that's true, but like,
even though
they could bring that up, but like,
again, it goes back to the question:
like, is
that line should have been brought up?
Like,
I agree, because you, me, Ruben, we agreed. We didn't really care for the line, even though, to be honest, he didn't really say anything that was that like scandalous. He just said, "I'm gonna bury you next to your father." Ooh, like he didn't like it's like Christian Cage. It's like your dad is dead,
Yeah.
But I at this point, it's just like, what else can you do?
Yeah, they gotta salvage this.
Like
I'll say this too as well. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, are you gonna have Roman instruct the Usos to hold Punk down while he shows him photos of his dead dog or something? Like,
Is that just me?
Wait, what?
Is that me? And was I having a connection issue?
No.
No.
I thought we were all good.
Okay, never mind. Continue. My bad.
Okay.
Anyways, that was my point.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to bring this up real quick that exactly 30 years ago, the WWF was mocking over the hill huckster Hulk Hogan and the Nacho Man, obviously Macho Man, in the run up to WrestleMania 12. 30 years later, we have WrestleMania 42 coming up. But at the time in 1996, Hulk Hogan was 42 and Macho Man was 43. Today, CM Punk is 47 and Roman Reigns is 40. It just kind of makes you realize that the more things change, the more things stay the same.
Pretty good correlation there, yeah.
No.
Yeah, pretty good.
That rising up and comer Phil Brooks.
The young lion, Phil Brooks.
That young whippersnapper Randy Orton. He just needs a chance to prove himself.
That one chance, yep. All he
That one
needs.
chance. But that was Raw. Let's get to the Ricochet thing.
Yeah. Okay. I got it here. So Ricochet got himself into some hot water over the last few days. If you guys haven't heard, Ricochet got into it, and Ricochet his Twitter antics where he gets on with people, where he makes fun of people, or throws jabs and barbs at people. But first, before we get into that, what do y'all think about Ricochet's like when he takes jabs and barbs at people online? Like, do you think it's like at the time before this, do you think it's harmless? Do you think it's kind of warranted? Do you think it's just an asshole? Like, what do y'all think?
Yes.
All the above.
Okay.
Listen, when it comes to social media, not everyone is able to navigate social media.
Right.
And, threats, death threats aside, and even with death threats, like I understand, like once you're a public figure, like you're easily accessible and people hate you, they want to just spew nonsense online. I get that.
Right.
However, I'm not saying he deserved being death threat or his, his wife, Samantha Irving deserves being death threat. Not saying that at all. I'm just saying that there's a way to handle it.
Yeah.
And he does not handle critiques, criticisms, and just people acting a damn fool online, because people can say anything.
Right.
Does that mean, hey, someone said death threats to me online? Again, you gotta, someone threatens you online, you gotta, pay heed to that. But at the same time, you gotta learn how to navigate and deal with people, and just how he handles a lot of these situations. It's like 98% of the time he does not handle himself well in these situations, and he gets people get under his skin because they know, I could say these things with to him, blah blah blah. I just think before all this stuff that came out, like he's not good at social media. He should just stay the hell away from social media. And
even in WWE, he had issues too.
Yeah.
Not too many people bring that up though,
Yeah. No, he always had that issue, but him being in AEW where there's no structure, there's no points, checks and balances, excuse me. And they just have free reign. Tweet, and that's what happens when you don't have a boss. When TK and AEW, when they don't put a stop to that BS, that's what happens.
Right.
It's just the Wild Wild West. And, Ricochet put this on himself because of how he reacts. And I feel like he's trying to be a cool heel. He's trying to be like MJF, but copying his homework. And then you realize he spells a lot of the stuff wrong. He gets the answers wrong, just copying. I think that's what he's trying to do, and it's not working. He's trying to be too edgy, and it's not working. And that's why you have what you have. Instead of just being himself
Right.
at the end of the day. But it's just, he's just not good at social media at the end of the day. And again, they kind of brought this on themselves, not saying they deserve the death threats and all that, but all the other stuff, like, no, like, you're an asshole. Like, that's even before this stuff came out. He's an asshole.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think, Drew?
I mean, everything Ruben just said is just like, I've never seen somebody that's just so unlikable. I mean, he was doing
There's
this
a
in
lot
WWE.
of people that's really unlikable out there too.
No, he's
but
extremely unlikable.
Yeah,
Extremely unlikable.
he's one of them for sure. Yeah.
I mean, even before WWE, he had bad social media etiquette, and I just hate the fact that he did this to Samantha, that he's kind of dragging Samantha Irving down with him. And yeah, like, nobody should get death threats, and neither should Samantha. But unfortunately, if you're gonna fuck up, you're gonna unfortunately bring down the people that care about you the most, and also, you care about them. I also think for Samantha, like, I wouldn't be surprised if she's mad at him, where she's like, when you do shit like this, it affects me too. So he's an idiot for doing that. Like, there's just certain lines you don't cross. That was just cheap heat. I don't even think MJF. I don't even think MJF would do something like that. MJF would be a lot more creative. He wouldn't go for cheap heat.
Well, just to go to what Ruben and Drew was alluding. So over the week, when it was over the basically, you had a situation where a Twitter handle by Sandy T was responding to something about Ricochet online, and she put, with laughing emoji faces, his acting hasn't improved. And Ricochet came and said, "I'm glad you got MS." MS, if you guys don't know, is multiple sclerosis. So, as you know, Ricochet did get a lot of backlash on this. And Ricochet went ahead and apologized on X and ended up saying, "I took out my hatred for the IWC on Sandy and inadvertently others who are affected by MS. She doesn't deserve it, and for that, I sincerely apologize. Moving forward, I'll do better." Well, according to Sean Ross Sapp and Fightful, who, by the way, did not make a post saying that Ricochet calls, said that I'm glad you got MS, but went ahead and put out a report saying that AEW nor WBD made Ricochet apologize. AEW officials told him afterwards it was the right thing to do. And coming from the Brian Alvarez and Figure 4 Online and the Wrestling Observer News, which we should take a grain of salt still, because apparently these guys get a lot of stuff wrong, right? So we got to take a grain of salt with this. But apparently Ricochet is seemingly in hot water with AEW management following his "I'm glad you got MS" comment. He issued an apology saying they sincerely apologizes and that he will do better moving forward. Brian Alvarez of Figure 4 Wrestling and the Wrestling Observer said that if he's crossing his fingers, it's hoping he is still employed by the end of the week. And speaking of Samantha Irvin, Drew, Samantha Irvin deactivates Twitter amid backlash over Ricochet MS remarks, including death threats.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot to break down there. First and foremost, I don't think Samantha Irvin has nothing to do with this. As far as I'm concerned, she should not be getting death threats. I don't care if she's married to the man or not. Don't give a shit. You should, it's not right that Ricochet said, "I hope you got it," or, I'm glad you got MS. On the other side, we should not be doing death threats to anyone on social media, no matter what you think about them, no matter you think about their husband or the case of that nature, right? So
Right.
my thoughts about this, Ricochet, the apology, he says it's sincere. I feel that it's not sincere, because if it was sincere, he would apologize immediately in the act, not after he got the backlash. That's number one. Number two, he needs to, if he really is sorry, he should donate whatever extra money they has to a foundation that supports MS research, or whatever, right? To support that and give it to a charity and help people who don't have the money to treat their MS. That's number two. Number three, does Ricochet deserve to be fired over this? I will say this. If they did not fire Sammy Guevara, they didn't fire other people who had, disparaging marks on social media, I don't think Ricochet should be fired out of fairness. However, the major difference is that this was about a fan versus prior situations. For example, Sammy Guevara was about another fellow wrestler, in this case, Sasha Banks. So you can kind of say, like, well, this is about a civilian, a fan. So, but to me, though, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he gets fired or not. Ricochet's career is pretty much over at this point, to me. I don't think there's going to be no one out there that's going to support him with things of that nature. I mean, he's a hell of a wrestling talent in the ring. But, to me, I don't think you'd recover much from this at this point. It's like, where do you go from here? Like, I'm pretty sure you can go to, like, to the indies and make money, things of that nature, right? Because for God's sakes, Marty Scurll's still wrestling out there for objectively worse situations, right? I think Ricochet will still be able to get working and be fine, right? But yeah, I want to hear your guys' thoughts about this. Ricochet and the whole situation there, and what do you think is going to happen to him? Do you think he'll still have a job with All Elite Wrestling by the end of the week?
I don't know about the end of the week. I wouldn't be surprised if they're kind of just like, setting him up to possibly either job him out and then let him go, or just straight up let him go.
I mean, he has no title. He's on a storyline. No. I mean, I don't know. No. I don't know what putting him on TV will do.
I mean, they benched people for a lot less. In this case, it's a lot worse. So they're really not going to put him on TV.
Yeah, I better hope not.
No. And I don't. And WWE is not going to take him back. TNA is not going to take him back. So he's going to go to the Indies, Japan maybe, and make his money there. I just think, again, there's lines that you don't cross. I think he should just let it go and just say, haha, you suck, or just say something innocent like that, but not like, I'm glad you got a debilitating disease that's, affecting you for the rest of your life. Like,
or just not say anything. Yeah.
Let me ask this question first, and I'll turn over to you, Ruben. Do you think that not next year, 2 years, but like, let's say 5 years down the road, and let's say he changes his ways, do you think he will deserve a second chance in a company like a WWE or AEW? At that point, he may be too old, but I'm just saying, like, if he were to, like, nose clean, change his ways, a few years down the road, do you think there could be a second chance? Or do you think it's just like, you fucked up, and that's it?
I believe most people are redeemable.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give him a second chance, but it's on him to just not be on social media and try to be the cool guy.
We may not even have social media 5 years away we're going, but
true. Very true. 1984.
Right.
The book,
right.
read it.
Right.
But no, like, I just think with him, he put his both feet in his mouth. Right. And it was a long time coming. And it's a shame, because if he will just stop getting in his own way. He can definitely be, obviously good wrestler, but he can definitely be a talent that they could rely on. But when you go online and try to be a try hard and you think you're doing all these high school insults is gonna get you anywhere, like it's not. Like focus on, what you do in the ring, focus on your promos, focus on that aspect because that's lacking. We know this. He's not the best promo. Just improve on that. Focus on your social media etiquette. Like you don't have to respond to everybody that has a critique over you. And especially a lot of us are fans of his, but when he gets in his own way, that bad side comes out of him. And it's a shame because he basically Samantha ain't gonna show up on AEW. Like if he's not there, she's not gonna show up. So that's done. And if he were
She left WWE for him, by the way.
yeah, and I say like I understand standing by your man. I do because end of the day, like you gotta have a ride or die. So for that,
It worked for Renee. Renee Paquette ain't working for Samantha Irvin right now.
Yeah. I mean, we all love Renee Paquette. And yeah, Samantha Irvin, like she to me, like she was the voice of one of the voices of WWE, and when she left, I was like, it just doesn't.
It hasn't recovered the ring announcing.
Yeah, it doesn't feel the same, and I think she should have stayed. And again, I get standing by your man, but
she was being compared to fucking Howard Finkel as the like rivalry as far as like who could possibly be the best ring announcer. And she could come back. I think if she wanted to come back, I think they'll take her with open arms.
Dude, the fucking WrestleMania 40 when Cody won the championship, she's crying making the announcement.
Yeah, that's one of the best. That's one of the best announcements ever. Period.
And it's like, and like she literally leaves like not too long after that. And she's like, "Oh, I never wanted to be an announcer anyway." It's like.
Yeah, I definitely that was Ricochet in her head. I definitely believe that because she had a good like a ring announcer. She's traveling all over the world. She's making good money. She's getting exposure. Yeah. I believe if she would have stayed there another year, she would have definitely had those opportunities that she wanted to have. Her leaving is like I understand taking a risk for yourself, but not everyone has that guarantee. Like. Life is a risk. If you stay one place, there's a risk. If you leave too late, too soon, it's a risk. So for her, again, staying by your man, she kind of, hurt herself in that sense. And and then Ricochet just did a lot of damage to her. I think she'll be fine in the long run, but Ricochet, he has to really tighten up his social media etiquette and so stop trying to be, a cool heel, try hard, just focus on your in-ring, focus on your character. That's not the way to do it. And what he said to that, to that fan, just uncalled for, he's an idiot at the end of the day. He's an idiot for what he said. And then leaving it up until he got told, take that down. Because he left it up. He didn't delete it right away. He kept it up. And yeah, he's an idiot for that.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Anything else on this Ricochet stuff? I think we covered it all there.
I think we covered everything. Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on to the next story here that I got is that so over the weekend, OVW had an incident, Ohio Valley Wrestling, and one of the referees had a situation in the ring and is drawing controversy on what the company did and did not do. This is coming from Ohio Valley Wrestling and referee Dallas Edwards. Last night during Rise, referee Dallas Edwards, a member of our OVW family, experienced a medical emergency during the broadcast. OVW takes the health and well-being of all our performers extremely seriously. As a company, We are all distraught to see an injury to one of our own. Dallas is alert and doing much better. We ask everyone to keep him in your thoughts and prayers and respect his and his family's privacy at this time. We will provide you an update as soon as it is available. But in the meantime, we wish Dallas a speedy recovery, and we cannot wait until he's back with our OVW family very, very soon. So if you guys don't know what happened, one of the referees named Dallas Edwards here, he had a seizure, a legit seizure in the middle of the ring during the match, and the wrestlers that was in the match continue to work. They continue to work the match and not breaking any type of kayfabe. They just continue to work the match like nothing was happening in the match itself. So OVW definitely is in hot water with this, and I expected a lot more from a company like this that's being ran by Al Snow, and a company that's been around for years and upon years upon years. It's very, to me, from the footage I've seen, if you guys haven't seen it, if you don't want to see people have a seizure in the ring, don't watch it, but I will say watch it if you are concerned about it. But Drew's making a face.
I'm watching it right now.
Okay. Yeah, so he's having a seizure in the middle of the ring, and
yeah, I'm gonna have to try. Yeah, that was too much for me.
Yeah, it's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. So also in response to this is Al Snow. So Al Snow, as you know, he is the main head of OVW, and his response says, "Hello everyone, this is Al Snow. I want to speak directly to our fans and the rest of the community regarding the incident involving referee Dallas Edwards at last week's event. Professional wrestling has always carried an inherent risk of injury for anyone who steps into the ring. On March 12th, during a live OVW television event, Dallas was involved in a planned moment of physical contact. So if you guys don't know, there was someone who did like a phenomenal forearm to the referee. So that's what happened. So with the wrestler, that resulted in him suffering a head injury. Traditionally, when a in-ring injury occurs, the referee is a central point of communication, assessment, and decision making. In this unprecedented situation, the person who would normally make the assessment was the one who needed assistance. That unforeseen breakdown in communication contributed to a delay in stopping the match and concluding the show. We are relieved to hear that Dallas is recovering and receiving the medical care he needs. Our thoughts are with him, and we're hoping for his continued improvement. At OVW, the health and safety of our performers and officials has always been our top priority. We are proud of the standards that we have maintained over the years, but we also recognize that there is always room to strengthen and improve. With that in mind, we are reviewing our existing procedures and updating several of our in-ring and ringside protocols to ensure we continue to meet the highest expectations for performer safety. He continues out here saying that these updates include enhanced communication systems, additional referee training, and expanded ringside response measures to help ensure that a situation like this is identified and addressed as quickly as possible. We appreciate the concern and passion from our fans, and we understand the importance of transparency during months like this. We continue to share updates when appropriate and ask everyone to keep Dallas in your thoughts as he continues his recovery. Thank you, Al Snow. I'm going to read here in a second what the referee Dallas says, but I'll start with this. All this here is to save face. It's to save face. It's not fully taking responsibility of the situation that happened. It's not taking fully responsibility of taking this very seriously. You got people back there like Al Snow, who's been in the wrestling business for about 40 years, almost 35, 40 years. You should know on a situation like this that when you see someone out there looking to have a seizure, and you know that wasn't planned, and you never seen him do that before on any type of ref bump, you know that you need to really go out there, communicate, get someone out there, stop the show, whatever the case may be, right? You got to teach your wrestlers as well to know that, okay, like, that doesn't look right. Like, what's going on? This was all to save face. And the bad thing about professional wrestling is, especially in the indies, is that everyone they're not trained enough to get out of kayfabe mode and lock into human mode. You know what I mean? So I thought this was the safe face. This is a bad look for OVW. If I'm not mistaken, isn't OVW a WWID school?
I believe so.
I wonder how WWE is going to handle this.
They're going to cut ties with them.
Because look what happened with, well, I don't know about cutting ties completely. We'll see. Well, maybe we'll see. But look what happened with Psycho Stu in that situation. Last year.
If it's bad press, they're gonna cut ties.
They're gonna they cut ties with that particular school, Rikishi's fed. So we'll see. But OVW, I mean, it's kind of hard because that name has recognition in like wrestling period, and and that's Orton, that's Batista, that's Cena, that's Lesnar, you know what I mean? So Shelton Benjamin, I don't know for sure. Let's just say this. Let's pull this back real quick, and I'll give it to you, Drew, first, and you can make your thoughts about this as well. If this were to happen in WWE, let's say that Charles Robinson goes down, boom, he gets hit by AJ Styles' phenomenal forearm. If AJ was still around, and he starts having a seizure in the middle of the ring, do you think the reaction will be delayed in that match, or do you think that will require immediate attention? In the middle of that ring?
It'll be immediate attention right away. You kind of you said something that was kind of, I thought I actually agreed with, where you were like, in OVW, you have a lot of these younger wrestlers that aren't really trained to, I guess, think on the spot in those kind of situations. For WWE, whatever you want to say about them, they're a professionally run company. Like if somebody has a concussion, even if it's just like mild, they'll stop the match. If somebody has like a twisted ankle, they'll stop the match. Especially, let me just kind of think, even further back, Jerry Lawler. Even though this didn't happen technically during a where he was wrestling, but it happened during a match. He had a heart attack. He was falling asleep and snoring, and they came out right away and got him. They didn't just wait for the match to be over. They actually went out and got him. So, I do think it is kind of I do think it's kind of shame on Al Snow for not getting these kids ready for these kind of situations where shit can go south. Real quick.
In fairness too, as well, just I'm not picking sides here, but I'm just taking from a standpoint of like, in fairness, like how can you prepare for a situation like this? It's like it's kind of hard to prepare for a situation like this. It's like you don't know until it's actually happening. And the kids in the ring, they're not like an AJ Styles or John Cena, who's been in wrestling and wrestling matches for 20 plus years. I mean, these are kids. Like they just started wrestling maybe like a couple of years ago. They haven't experienced anything like this. So, but I don't know how you prepare like that. I don't know the answer to that.
I mean, for all we know, those kids probably thought he was selling, but it's just like you're seeing this guy convulse and twitch in the ring. It's like, I mean, one of them had to at least have the wherewithal to be like, okay, this isn't selling.
It was excessive though, because they just kept working the match. I'm like, what y'all doing? You
got like somebody needs to stand the fuck up and go, hey, we don't think this guy's right. We need medical attention out here. Like,
right.
Same thing with Al Snow. Like Al Snow was in the back and he had to have seen it. So, but I think it's one of those things of just like, it's easy to blame, to point fingers and say, this is your fault. This is on your watch, blah, blah, blah. But it's also one of those things that's just like, these are young kids. Like, how are they supposed to know? Because most of them probably have never been in a situation where they've seen someone have a seizure. Like, that was probably their first experience, dealing with someone who's convulsing and, seizing in the ring. So, but, to what you said, Justin, Al Snow's statement was just to save face. And also, while that referee was in the hospital, Al Snow was making one of his dad jokes on Twitter, which he usually does. And it's just like, dude, read the room. You got to read the room on the situation. But I do think it's one of those things of like, at the end of the day, it's an unfortunate situation that it could lead to WWE cutting ties with them as far as like their ID thing goes. But it's one of those things of just like, luckily the referee's fine. And hopefully this leads to more safer, stricter, medical protocols for OVW.
All right, Ruben, let's hear your thoughts.
Oof. I mean, I didn't see the video, but I've seen people have seizures. And yeah, I think this was handled very poorly. I wouldn't necessarily blame the talent that's in the ring because, more likely they're still green. They haven't experienced something like this while wrestling or like in general.
Okay.
So it's definitely the ball's on Al Snow's court, and they should have protocols for wrestlers, for referees, for talent. Doesn't matter if you're in the ring, out the ring. There should be medical personnel like on standby for these things to happen, because anything can happen. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And I think by them not having that wherewithal to have just ambulance there, medical personnel on the ready, I think that wasn't a good look, and that was just lack of foresight there. And I definitely think they're in jeopardy of being, their ties being severed by WWE.
So I want to stop right there. So they are not a WWE ID school.
Okay.
It's only Reality Wrestling, the Nightmare Factory, and the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy. So I thought I saw somewhere that they were part of it, but it looks like they're not. So, and that's officially from the recruit.wwe.com website.
Okay, so that's good. So that correct,
Yeah.
Just
want to make sure we,
Yeah. No, that's important because can't put out false information.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, like definitely, like regardless if they're partnership with WWE or not, it's still a bad look because that will deter people from wanting to go to that school and train and perform, because oh man, they did that to a referee. Imagine what they would do with a wrestler, or what they won't do with a wrestler. So I definitely think that it's a bad look, and for sure this is a bad mark on them, and they're gonna have to save face one way or another. It's not a good look. I would expect Al Snow, being a veteran of wrestling for a long time, to just have these things, have many redundancies in place for staff, for talent, for wrestlers, even for audience members. Like I believe audience member, they could, something could happen to an audience member, and there's no medical personnel to call, to depend on, and you're fucked pretty much. So it's definitely on OVW and Al Snow to have that going forward, because that was not cool.
Yeah. Well, and then lastly here, part of this Dallas, the referee, he went ahead and made a statement here, and he says, "Hey guys, I know everyone seems to know about the scary incident last night at OVW. I have been evaluated by a hospital, and I have a concussion as well as a subdural hematoma, a brain bleed. So
Yikes.
that's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good." But he says, with that being said, I have made the decision to take some needed time away to get my life and health back in good spirits. I appreciate all of the support everyone has been offering. But as far as money goes, I am grateful to be in a position that I can manage an accident like this. And while of donations, I instead implore all of my fellow workers to get some sort of training in assisting another's life. Being in the position before is very important to be educated in all scenarios relating to injury in the ring, especially when you're performing. I'm not mad at anyone or anything other than the situation as a whole. That I've been sitting for about 24 hours straight in a hospital, LOL. As far as updates goes, I am getting a CT scan in the morning, and if that goes well, I'll be home. Thank you to everyone who has reached out or stopped by. It means more than any of you know. Love, Dally. And I don't know the situation after this. I didn't really see an update or anything. I am on his X right now, and nothing's loading. But yeah, that was the update from referee Dallas Dally.
That's good response.
It's good. It's good that he's okay.
That's all we care about. But is that all the news?
Drew?
Hold on. All right, I'm back. Can you hear me?
On my side?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I didn't know if that was you or me, or I don't know what the heck's going on.
So when it starts lagging, I just turn off my camera and just turn it back on. No, I just good response. I'm just glad he's okay. That's all that matters.
Yep.
But is that all the
news?
Is
it me? Let me refresh.
Hold on, let me turn my camera back on. Oh. I guess it is on the side. Okay.
Justin's side.
Never mind, he's back. Yo.
Hello.
Yo.
I'm here.
Okay.
We can hear you.
I
can you hear us?
You.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. I hear you guys.
So is that all the news?
Yeah, we don't have enough time for everything else, so we can just skip it.
All right. Well, that's the show, people. We did 2 hours and 18 minutes. Again, we had a lot to talk about. It was a crazy week in wrestling. And I assume next year next year obviously, but next week will still be the same thing. So thank you to everybody in the YouTube chat. Thank you to Justin and Ruben. I almost called you Roman. Ruben. Ruben Reigns. Dun it. No.
There's a nice ring to it.
I like it. But thank y'all. Thank y'all for, of course, making this another good Wednesday for wrestling. Or for the wrestling fans. Twitter X DY Experience. Follow me on there, Instagram, TikTok, and also Threads. I started putting the reels on Threads as well. I hate putting them on TikTok because I think the fans on there are probably more vocal and not in a good way.
Good,
but yeah, well, whatever. Attention's attention.
That's why I don't care.
No, it's just like I criticize AEW, I get attacked. I say nice things about AEW, I still get attacked. So because I put up a compliment on one of the reels last week where I was saying nice things about AEW, and of course people criticized me because I don't fucking know why. I don't care, but whatever. But yeah, those are where you can find the reels for the show. Of course, the YouTube channel. Currently at 204 subs. So let's we're out to our goal. Let's get to 300 people. And every Wednesday night's the experience. You also get other shows like Lunches with Punches, where me and Joe punches. We review movies and TV shows. We just did a new show earlier today, where we reviewed the Oscars as well as the Brand New Day trailer. So check that out. It's a pretty fun talk with Joe. Also, Friendly Neighborhood Marks, which I hopefully will be doing one tomorrow morning. I need to get with RJ about it. Or we will be, in fact, reviewing the Brand New Day trailer. And then NXT PLE post shows with Jeff. The next one coming up is Stand Deliver. And of course, this guy right here can tell you about it. Culture Attack. Me and Ruben over here. And Metal Draft Hoops with my friend Tony and Mike. We just did one on Monday. And that's about it, people.
You go first.
Want me to go first? Okay. Once again, thank you guys for having me on this week. Good talks, a lot of news, a lot of topics covered, so that's always a good thing. You can find me on Twitter, X, Lord help you if you go on Twitter, at Mr. Ruben Prime. Also check out Culture Attack on YouTube, TikTok, and Spotify. I have some episodes lined up. Super busy with my day job. So, apologies for the delays, but yeah, got a lot of things. We discuss current events, pop culture, tech and gaming. Got a lot of things about one of my favorite games. Talk about that.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay.
Because a certain someone is getting into the Pokemon. They were into the Pokemon collectors trend now. They're getting in Yu-Gi-Oh! So I'm gonna talk about that.
I've seen these videos of people like fucking fighting and shit at Target for like these Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean more so with Pokemon, because Pokemon is it's the thing now.
You ain't gotta tell me that. Like, so where I work at, there's like all these people, right? And they'll come in my shop. Hey, you got any Pokemon? Like, because I have wrestling cards. I'm like, no, and they just look disgusting. They leave. So
yeah,
so I get it. I get it at least a couple times a week. So
okay, yeah, like
I've seen it.
Go ahead, Drew. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying I've been there at Justin's shop where like people are come in. They're like, "Do you have such and such here?" It's like my fucking cynical ass wants to be like, "Do you literally see any of that here?"
Literally.
Like one guy was like,
"Business name, by the way, Drew."
Like, well, yeah, that's why I couldn't own a shop, because I'd be an asshole. Like this one guy literally came in, is like, "Do you sell baseball cards here?" I'm like. It's like that meme of like, I'm the friend that makes the face and Justin has to put a smiley face over my face.
Yeah. that's a good one. Yeah, I mean, people just don't have awareness, social awareness, so it's definitely understandable. But like definitely be on the lookout for that. Because I started, recently getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And now that people are starting to get into it slowly but surely, especially with the new like overframe cards that's going to be coming out this summer. So it's going to be a pretty interesting summer with trading cards. I mean, it already is with Pokemon, but yeah. So we got that to talk about. Talk about some Oscars stuff, some current events. It's gonna be a good show. So I can't wait to do that. And then eventually, me and Drew are gonna do another episode, so stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for the other episode that's coming out. Just been so busy with work and whatnot, so time is like crunched up into a little ball. But bear with me. And yeah, that's again, Culture Attack, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok.
All
right. Well, you guys know where to find me. Spinebuster Tees, spinebustertees.com. Get yourself a wrestling t-shirt shipped out to you. It takes maybe about a week and a half to get shipped to you. Also, follow me as Spinebuster Tees on Instagram. I believe I'm at 2,400 followers. I'll give you guys a live update here where you guys can follow me. I'm actually, I'm sorry, 2,327. I'm giving myself too much credit there, but yeah, we're growing fast. And you guys can visit me, Spinebuster Tees, at Wonderland of the Americas, aka Crossroads Mall. Come and get yourself a wrestling t-shirt. I have over 90, I repeat, 90 different design wrestling t-shirts that you guys can come in and shop anywhere from the Attitude Era to the current day to the Golden Era to ECW to WCW to really anything that you want. Along with that, you get action figures, you get wrestling socks, lucha masks, magazines, trading cards, literally anything for a pro wrestling fan you guys can find inside my shop at Spinebuster Tees at the Wonderland of the Americas. Spinebuster Tees on Instagram and spinebustertees.com. I don't know why I did that. That was completely unnecessary. That was completely unnecessary, and I apologize for that.
It's been a long night. It's okay.
Yeah, I thought that was unique. I liked it.
Yeah.
But anyways, people, we're done for the night. We're tired, as you can already tell. I know it's 11:30, close to 11:30 where Ruben's at. So we're done, people. Good night. We'll see you next week.
Peace.